On today's episode, farmers, hackers, or both? Today's episode is brought to you by engineering.com, a globally trusted source for engineering content. Check out this and many other exclusive videos for the engineering professional found only on engineering.com TV today. It isn't easy being a farmer. Growing food or raising animals is like playing poker. You can do everything right and the cards may simply not fall for you. Weather, disease, and most importantly, market prices can make the difference between winning and losing. And one result of this over the last century has been the shift from small acreage family farms to much larger operations. And the equipment has grown as well, with larger tractors pulling larger implements and new specialty harvesting, spraying, and crop handling machines now needed as well. Now, this has all made farms more efficient, but the move away from multiple smaller machines to larger high-tech equipment adds risks. There are now two levels of complex electronics essential for modern farming. One is built into the hardware, and notably the diesel engines and hydraulic controls that operate all equipment like tractors and combines. But the second is the technology that enables precision farming, from GPS machine guidance to satellite imaging of crop health. But it's the machines themselves that are driving a quiet revolution. Now, like autos, more and more of tractor and combine systems are software controlled and are networked back to the manufacturer, and the ability of farmers to service the equipment themselves, well, it's decreasing all the time. Code is often locked, and the nature of farming makes this a real issue. There's a narrow window of opportunity to plant and to harvest, so naturally at those times the equipment is used intensively, frequently around the clock. And just as naturally, that's when the equipment is likely to break, and many farmers report that with their equipment locked into mandatory dealer-only servicing, they can wait weeks for a service call. Now, this is obviously disastrous in many circumstances, so farmers must borrow, rent, or even buy backup equipment to get the crop in or off. Now, the lack of user serviceability is serious enough that hackers have cracked many proprietary systems, and there are Eastern European sources for pirated tractor firmware. Of course, there's a real risk for farmers going this route as well. Unauthorized code in a system may cause a major manufacturer to walk away or potentially even brick the equipment. Now, adding to these problems are increasingly stringent EPA emissions requirements, which make the diesel engines themselves subject to complex issues. Now, the trucking industry has been facing this problem for years, but strangely, given the importance of agriculture to a secure food supply, agricultural diesels have not been exempt from tightening emissions regulations. Add a general labor shortage and you have a perfect storm for farmers. Incredibly expensive equipment which they can't service themselves, even when downtime must be avoided at all costs. Larger acres under cultivation necessary to keep operations profitable, and a general labor shortage means multiple smaller tractors and combines just aren't an option for many farms. Now, all this means that the equipment is bigger, more expensive, more complex, yet more vulnerable than ever before. A few open source equipment projects are underway, and there is talk of tougher right to repair legislation, but the simple fact is that farmers may have to become coders going forward to keep their wheels and tracks turning. Well, that's it for today's episode of End of the Line, brought to you by engineering.com. For our deeper engineering series, visit engineering.com TV for exclusive shows like Manufacturing the Future, Designing the Future, and the Engineering Roundtable, not found on our YouTube channel. The links are in the description below. Thanks for watching.